So our internet feed dropped while we were away. So this is the IWM up 3.92%. Yes, I did have a feeling that it would be up pretty strong. Big bounce off of the 20-day moving average. It is definitely in a power trend right now. Might be something you might want to consider. DIA, Dow Jones, up 1.94%, huge volume. Let's take a look at financials. Financials jump 1.65%. Wells Fargo trying to get above their 50-day moving average. They are bouncing above the 20. JP Morgan. That looks pretty nice. Up 1.64%. Energy. Huge move in energy today, up 2.04%. Take a look at ExxonMobil. Got a gap up and near its top, 1.88%. Look at KBWB. Looks like it's getting outside the pivot zone here, up 3.27%. Aerospace actually pulled to the bottom of its, looks like it may have gapped up and then sold off towards the end. Let's take a look at the VIX. I'm sure it's falling quite a bit. Yeah, dive down 13.82%. Look at treasury bonds falling 1.52% down to 4.26%. And the 20-year bond falls 1.24% down to 3.6% interest. And let's just continue on. Communications, Google and Meta are. Meta is up 2.12% today after a slight pullback there. Google up over 3%. That was quite a move from Google. Utilities whole up 0.54%. Real estate up 1.5%. On that interest rate news, take a look at home builders. Home builders jump into the buy zone, up 5% today. That is totally amazing. Take a look at a couple of home builders, DHI, continuing to repair, Lennar, up 5% as well. See what our biotech is doing. They jump up a little over 1%. This one jumped up and then dived towards the end. It's kind of interesting. Software up 1.42%. Technology up 1.36%. Infrastructure up 2.4%. Semiconductors up 2.15%. Airlines jump into the pivot zone of 5.13%. industrials. Up 1.63%. Healthcare just up slightly. Consumer staples up. Consumer discretionary with Tesla and Amazon. There's Amazon up 3.10 and Tesla 6.22, trying to work on the right side of that base right there. Just have to see if it gets continued buying. Building materials shoot up almost 2%. And finally, mining and metals up 3.41%. So that is quite a move. Now we're going to continue on, see where the big money was flowing. Chinese fintech up 13% today, gets into the profit zone. Xpeng, Chinese car manufacturer, up 4.4%. Affirm Holdings, pay it forward, 6.71%. Look at this next year, supposed to be 1,470% increase in earnings. MRM, Mirum Pharmaceuticals continues just climbing. That is quite a juggernaut. Par Pacific Holdings initially sold off, and now they're up 3.55%. Earnings supposed to be up 449% this year, 71% next year. The Rev Group up 3.55%. Look at those earnings, 53% this year, 37% next year. And look at this volume. Pretty massive volume there. American Sports up 11.5% today, gets into the pivot zone. Look at that volume. Earnings up 20%, was 143% earnings surprise. Finally on our list is QXO. Yesterday there was only 8 items on our list. Today there is 39. Rocket Companies is back here. Road. Our stock of the day yesterday was Tempest AI. Continues on up today. Pulled back a little bit into the middle of its range. Still up 5% for the day. So it has gone into the power zone right here. You can see the 10-day crosses the 20-day. 50-day is above the 200. So that is in a power zone. And let me go back here to WGS. Cleared the power zone right about here at about $90.35. That's when the 10-day crossed the 20-day. The 20-day was above the 50, and the 50 was above the 200. You can see that relative strength line is at new highs. Earnings came in at 725%. So that is the end of our chart analysis for today. We are now going to our quote of the day. And our quote of the day is slightly missing in action. Share a quote of the day. I believe it's right over here. Comes from Ralph Waldo Emerson. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better. So that'll close out our Friday for this week. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Go out there and try to do well. Lift up somebody else if you can, and try to do good in this world so we can all live in a better place. In your name, we'll, not in your name, but in the next week, we will see you again. We'll see if we can put together a weekend update. In the meantime, have a great weekend.